Hi, everyone. Welcome to the IGLTA new member call for April. Who knew we made it to April? Always amazing. April 2021. We're so glad to have you here today. We'll be talking on this new member call about your profile, a fundamental piece of your IGLTA membership, and we are delighted to have all of you here with us today. As we talk about your profile, we're going to go through a few different pieces. The first thing is we're going to meet our team. Wonderful to know who your IGLTA team is, who's really here to support you through your membership. We're going to talk about adding your logo, a fundamental part of your IGLTA profile, ensuring that you include your region and country, how to add photos, sharing your contact information, and then your opportunity to ask us questions about whatever's popped into your mind, also specifically about what we're talking about today. So now I'm going to quickly introduce our IGLTA membership team. We have a few of our team here with us today. I'm Emma. I am the membership concierge. We have Tony Warner, who's our VP of Finance, also the head of IGLTA membership, the wonderful person who I get to work with on a daily basis, and Clovis. Clovis, and Tony, just if you guys want to give a brief wave. We also have from our IGLTA team, Clark Masad, who is our head of sales and sponsorship and partnerships, Leandro, I'm going to let you pronounce your last name because I don't want to butcher it. And then Kristen Gershengorn and Amin, I'm also going to let you pronounce your last name so I don't butcher it. Everyone, from our team, if you want to unmute yourself, it would be great to have a quick hello.
Hi.
Hi, Emma. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're happy to see you here and excited to have Emma tell you more about optimizing your IGLTA profile on our website.
Bom dia from São Paulo. Thank you, Emma. This is very important for us and for our members. Join us. Thank you. Obrigado.
Hello, everyone. It's Leandro Aragonés. I know it's kind of hard to say the last name, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'm pretty new at the association. I work with Clark, with the global partners and sponsors for the convention. So I'm very excited to be here. Looking forward to this meeting. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Amin Gabbour, the new IGLTA Foundation intern. Thank you so much, Emma, for the introduction. And I'm very pleased to be part of the call. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Tony Warner from IGLTA, and I'm glad that everyone can join the call. And I feel that this will be another productive new member call, and can't wait to see what Emma's about to guide us through. Thank you for joining.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen. I'm the executive assistant to our CEO, and I'm here for anything anyone needs on the team. I would refer everyone to Emma, of course, as she is our lead expert in membership. But thank you all for joining, and thanks, Emma, for hosting the call.
Well, glad everyone got to meet our IGLTA team. Just want to let you know this session is being recorded, so that way you can go back and watch it, or if you decide, for the people who weren't able to make it, they can also watch and come back and ask questions of us. And questions are open at any time. Use the chat feature, pop a question in. We do have Clovis and Tony from our membership team who can answer questions as they're going, and also we'll take pauses throughout the presentation to talk about the different pieces and take your questions, and then at the end. So plenty of time to have your questions answered. So let's kick it off here. This is the famous front page of our IGLTA website. What people look at. When you're looking at our website, there are really fundamental pieces. The plan your trip function is right there and front and center. So that way people know, and that's where your profile pulls up. That's the first step to having your profile pull up. Plan your trip. People are excited. They want to get around the world. Everyone's ready to travel. I know I am. I'm very much ready to get out of my bubble of my house and travel around the world. And so once you click on plan your trip, there are a few basic pieces that are really important here. The first thing is, as you notice, the first thing that pops up are different sections of the world, right? The different regions. It's incredibly important to have your country and region listed, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Along with the provider type, make sure that you're sharing what type of business you are, so that way consumers and the rest of the travel world knows who you are. And then another important piece, the login. Who doesn't love having the login button right there front and center on the top of the IGLTA website? So when you're logging in, we just wanted to point out there's this little handy box right below your login center here called how to navigate your membership. That is extremely helpful. It has a series of how-to guides and how-to videos right there front and center. So you don't have to go anywhere else, easy to click and can help you straight off the bat. If you have any questions at any point, obviously through that process, send us an email at membership@iglta.org. We are happy to help, happy to answer your questions at any point. So let's kick it off. The important part, adding your logo. So whose business doesn't have a great logo? I mean, logo is who you are. It's your identity. It's the first step of your brand, right? So the first step of adding your logo is logging in. So you log in at the top there, just where I showed on the last screen. You click Manage My Account right underneath your name. Once you click Manage Your Account, you'll navigate to your company, your personal page, and you'll see company affiliations on the right-hand side. It's about halfway down the page, so you might have to scroll a little bit depending on what different browser you're using. Right there, you'll see an option to manage company employees. That's where you want to click. As soon as you see that, you'll be rerouted to your business's individual account page. On this account page, you'll see a little hefty button there, nifty button that says upload. That's where you upload your logo. You can change your logo at any point in time. If it, different parts of the year, you want a different logo. Obviously our IGLTA logo, is bright and colorful. We also recognize that there are times when, you might want a different logo. You might decide, oh, it's fall, mixing it up, or there's a different image that you prefer. That can change at any time and doesn't have to go through the account review process. As soon as you upload your logo, it does take effect and changes on the website. So just going to pause here. Does anyone have a question about uploading your logo? Great. We are on to the next step, which is including your country and region. As you saw, it's extremely important. Your country and region is right there on the front piece. Right after you click plan your trip, it is the first thing that shows. So after you log into your account and you navigate to your profile, which is through My Listings, you then will click on Locations. If some information is missing here, and this is on any tab, then it becomes red. If it's fine to go, then it will stay this color and remain bright and colorful for you. So once you click on locations, and you'll see as soon as you'll know you're on that tab because it moves from blue to yellow. That's your big hint. If it's yellow, you're there, you're great on whatever tab it is for building your profile. You want to make sure you select whatever location applies to your business, not just where your business operates and is headquartered at, but all the countries in which you might have a hotel, you might have a tour, an event, whatever it may be, everywhere in the world. In addition, as you can see from this example from Greece, it does offer drop downs for smaller regions and different pieces. If you're operating just in one specific region, we ask you, make sure you're clear and careful so that way it doesn't pull on multiple regions. This all does pull back to the plan your trip function on the website so people can get a little more specific. If they wanted to go, for example, just to Florida in the United States, they can select just Florida and look at all the businesses that are operating there and offering opportunities. It's an easy way to help elevate your profile and get higher visibility. Does anyone have any questions about adding your location to your business, to your profile? Great. So the next thing we're going to talk about is photos. We know how important it is to have that wonderful image to draw people in. Who doesn't want photos of a beach, of Paris, of something exciting, of something that draws you in? Gerandi, you have a great background there, right? It's amazing to see this lovely, luscious background. That's the type of image that will draw in consumers and make them want to go and travel with you or visit you, be part of your company. So images are extremely important. Yet again, it's right on this main page of your profile. Images is the third option. Images can be a little bit tricky and confusing, so I'm going to take an extra few seconds here. On the images page, this is an example of a profile that does have images uploaded. As you can see, their identity is very clear. Their images are very fixed. You know what you're getting when you visit this hotel. and you get this amazing view. It definitely draws in the user and these consumer, and these pull directly to your profile on the front of the IGLTA website. You have, once you've uploaded your photos, just a reminder, you have to choose a primary image for this to take place. If you don't, the first image, I believe, will set as the primary image. So if there's another image you want to be the first image that pops up in the scrolling rotator, that's what you set as the primary image. So for uploading your files, a little bit farther down on the page, you'll have an opportunity here to open your file explorer or to drag and drop. We highly recommend only using Google Chrome when doing this piece. Google Chrome is the preferred browser. It will make your life a lot easier. My recommendation and the recommendation of our team is to click here in this box where it says File Explorer and then open the File Explorer. When you open the File Explorer, you can upload several photos at a time, and it will go ahead and it will take a moment to upload. As soon as it uploads, you'll see that they're there and they're ready to go. Once they're there, they'll move from kind of a grayish hue to being full color, and they're uploaded and ready. And then you can select your primary image. Just as a reminder, if it doesn't work, there's the lovely refresh your drop zone, file drop zone area, and you can always refresh if it's taking a minute, and just having one of those computer days that we all know about. Does anyone have any questions about uploading images and adding images? Okay. So the next one, contact information. Well, you've got great images, you've got a good summary under general, but how are people supposed to learn more about you? What about your website? What about, checking out your email, sending you a message, following you on social media, any of those pieces? Well, this is where you add your contact information, which is extremely, extremely important to have. There are a few different places. There's the contact information tab and the social tab. You want to make sure you do both of those. It's super important because they're in two different places, and you don't want to give a consumer, another travel agent, or another member of the travel world just part of the information. You want to make sure they have access to all of how to find you in person and online. So the first tab, as you can see under contact information, is the address. This is very helpful because as soon as you put your address and click Find on Map, a Google map will show on your public profile on the front end of the website, so people can check out and scroll around and see what you're near and figure out how to get to you, all those pieces, along with the fun parts, right? Of who doesn't love Google Maps and checking out Google topography, right? Google Satellite, still one of my favorite things. There's also the communications tab. The communications tab here is really where you put in your information of how they can find you. The phone number. If someone needs to give you a ring, wants to ask you, what's your COVID protocol? What's going on? Or, are you open for business? Or, when can I come and travel with you? That's where this information would be entered. Your website, there are two options for websites, the primary website and then an option for a secondary. So if you want to share, this is how you book if it's a different URL. If you want to share, a secondary site for us, for example, for IGLTA, we would have our IGLTA website as the primary and then our convention website as the secondary. And I would switch out this other from booking to be conventions. That way people could check out the IGLTA convention, which is happening in September in Atlanta. And then email address, obviously, email address that someone checks. You don't want it to send to a dead email address that no one will go to. You want it to an email address where you'd have someone able to respond to a consumer or to another business that's interested in your company or spending time and traveling with you. The other tab that I pointed out before is social. Who doesn't love social media? I definitely spend way too much time on it. I'm sure we all do these days. And so as part of social media, there's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, pretty straightforward, right? Those are all just links. The one that's a little different is TripAdvisor. And this is a great feature on our website. So if your company does have TripAdvisor, you pull your TripAdvisor ID, that appears on the back end of your TripAdvisor admin settings. That TripAdvisor ID, and by selecting show, then enables you to show all of your TripAdvisor ratings, all of the lovely information from TripAdvisor that you have and how wonderful your business is right on the front of your IGLTA profile. So they can see the description about your business. They also can see your 5-star TripAdvisor rating, because we all know that IGLTA members are 5-star TripAdvisor members. Anyone have any questions about the communication social media piece? Wow. Okay, soaring through here. So now you're ready to update your profile. Everyone ready to take this next step and take that next journey? And now we are open to your questions. Happy to answer any question that you may have, and whatever we can do to help. And feel free to unmute yourself and just ask your question out loud. So we had one question here, which is, why should I do multiple locations? The reason to do multiple locations is so that way you have really showing all of the places where your business operates. You saw on that front page there are different countries listed and regions. We want it so that way if you're operating in the United States and you're headquartered in the US, but you are frequently running trips to Italy, we want consumers who are excited to go to Italy to find you and make it super easy for them to be engaged and have that information and find your business. That's why multiple locations is great.
Yeah, Emma, this is Clark, and if I can just jump in there too, I think that selecting multiple locations, if you do operate in multiple locations, really allows you to harness the power of the IGLTA website using the plan your trip function. Because when consumers come onto the IGLTA website, they're going to go to that plan your trip function and they're going to select by the destination or destinations that they're interested in visiting or learning more about. So if you operate in those areas, you want to be sure that you've selected those areas in your profile so that your profile will show up when consumers search. It's going to give your profile more visibility on the IGLTA website, and it's going to give you more opportunities for contact with LGBTQ consumers that are looking for welcoming travel providers.
Exactly, Clark. You got the nail on the head there. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Dan Rios for the Visit Miami. How are you?
Hey, Dan. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks. So I have a bit of a technical question. On the profile page, there are member details and there are telephone numbers there on the right. And I don't know how to change them. I've been through several of the tabs and I see the contact tab and everything, but it only allows for email.
So Dan, are you talking about on this page here that's showing on the website, right? That's showing on your screen right now?
No, the actual, the Miami profile page. So if you were looking at a destination, it lists the telephone numbers on the bottom right.
So are you talking about when it looks like this?
No.
No.
No, it's actually the profile. Let me see.
Dan, you're referring to the live profile that the public sees on the website, right?
Correct.
So
you want to change
be,
your phone numbers that the public sees.
So that would
Correct.
be updated under the contact information tab here. So everything that you see on the back end here, thank you, Clark, for helping and for helping to clarify that. Dan, everything that you see on the back end here, you can click open for edit if it's already published, and then update the phone number. And that is where all this information will trigger to push on the front end of the website. So nothing can be edited on the front end. It all is edited in this planner, in the profile backend. And then it does go through a review process with our team and is updated. We do try to be as efficient as possible to update when profiles are submitted for review and update them. And if there's any problems, we'll let you know. We'll email you back and say, hey, this is a little off. or this needs to be updated before it goes live on the website. So that way you have the best representation of your business on the website.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So, and if you don't want to ask your question out loud and would prefer to send it to Tony or I in chat, we're happy to read out your question anonymously that way. So that way you don't, and not, you know, that would feel more comfortable for you. So while people are thinking, I'm going to, oh, sorry, go ahead, Tony.
I was just going to say, I'm glad that you actually pointed out the location information in your presentation, because recently in the past month, I've been getting my queries that are coming into me specifically have been, how come I can't find myself on IGLTA website? So the first thing I go to look at is the member profile. And what happens is I go to locations and I actually do see that they've forgotten to go into that area and select if it's, you know, Europe, and they're trying to, they're listed in Italy. So it was really important is that everybody understands that and does that, because without that being done, you're definitely not going to be visible. You'll be on the website, but you're not going to be found where you're going to go and look, like plan your trip. I want to go to Italy. You go to Europe and you look in Italy, you're not there because you haven't selected Italy. So that's where everyone has to like fine tune that location to exactly the country that they're in.
And Tony, I think you bring up a good point, and Emma, you can maybe confirm this, but my understanding is that the location that you appear on the website is not based just on the address that you put in to your profile. You actually then have to go in and select the actual location that you're in. So even if you put your address in, for instance, Dan, for you, if you put Miami, Florida as your address, that's not what populates your profile on the website. You still need to go over and select Florida, excuse me, as your location. Is that correct, Emma?
Correct, yes. And thank you for bringing that up, that very important part, Clark, that this really is the select your location. There's a reason why we talk about it first. There's a reason why we're spending so much time on it. It really does help your business be visible right from the get-go and show up. It's a fundamental piece. It is a mandatory field. We don't know how, you know, besides tap dancing, you know, jazz fingers, we don't know how else to make it, you know, show up more.
Emma, it looks like we have a question from Richard about the convention.
So we'll get to that in a minute, Richard.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it over here to Clovis for a second. Clovis is talking about profiles and the importance, and Clovis is based in Brazil.
Thank you, Emma. Okay, since the beginning, I'm really, really proud to have the best profile, the best information that we can share with the market. That's very important to everybody here, you know, and thank you for coming with those information. And I hope you guys, please, we are open here. If you need any help, if Emma is, cannot reply, we can help you with this, open the system together if you need it. Thank you. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you so much, Clovis. And Richard, if you want to go, unless anyone else has any questions, Richard, if you want to ask your question, unmute yourself or type it into chat. We're happy to. Okay. So Richard asked, what is the early bird cutoff date? It's not on the website, and I'm in Canada, and the border for travel with the US has not yet reopened without a 14-day quarantine upon return to Canada. With the convention in September, if I need to cancel due to the continued border closure, there'll be a penalty. I'm going to hand that question over to Tony.
Okay. Hi, Richard. Great question. The cutoff for early bird is April 30th of 2021, obviously. And then we do have what we are actually doing is you can put an early bird deposit of $100 down. It's on our website. And this will allow you to by putting this $100 up down, it allows you to extend the early bird cutoff to May 31st. So you have the option of, you know, doing April 30th, or the next part would be then putting a $100 deposit down on your early bird registration, and that will extend it to May 31st. And then on top of that, if you do pay for your convention registration, we are letting people know that it is fully refundable, because we understand the circumstances where some borders are going to have, you know, their quarantine rules and restrictions, and we don't know like when borders are going to be opening up. So we are letting our members that yes, you can pay now, and if you have to cancel, it is fully refundable. So I hope that answers your question. And if you have more questions, I'd be delighted to answer them as well.
And Tony, this is Clark. If I can just add to that, Richard and everybody on the call, something that you may also be interested in is that IGLTA has partnered with CAP Medical and Security Assist Plan, which provides services to travelers in the event that there is any kind of natural disaster or anything that happens, and this includes the pandemic. So this coverage is free to everybody that registers for a convention. It's included in your convention registration at no additional charge. So that too is another assurance for you that, you know, if you register and everything is fine, and then we get, you know, to Atlanta and something happens and everybody has to get home, the CAP coverage is going to help you get back home also. So there are a lot of, you know, we're really paying attention to the situation, keeping a close eye on it, and trying to do everything we can to make it as easy as possible for our attendees to join us in Atlanta for the convention.
And Richard, thank you for your question and for that suggestion. We appreciate, yes, we will work on, I'm sure our team will be on it to get that information on the website and in a prominent spot, and make it as clear as possible, along with what Clark said about having the health option there as part of your registration. And so recognizing that we are almost at time, just wanted to remind you that you can connect with us at any time. Clovis and I are both on the call today. And Tony, our other colleagues are around the world and happy to help from the membership team. Feel free to email us at membership@iglta.org at any point in time. This presentation, the recording, and the slides will be available on the IGLTA website after today's call also. Give us, you know, a few days to get it online, then it'll be there. We so appreciate you being with us today and taking the time out of your day to attend and learn a little bit more about your IGLTA profile, how to enhance it, how to make it stronger. Feel free to email us, as we said, at any time. Our emails are there. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And thank you for being IGLTA members. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Emma.
Tchau, bom dia para todos.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you, everybody.
Jurandir.